Welcome to The Renewed Mind. I am your host, Joy Ajayi. On today's episode, we will be looking at the various mental health disorders, which is a continuation of our discussion from the last episode. Stay tuned. First of all, before we list and explain the various types of mental disorders, I am going to explain what a mental disorder is. According to the World Health Organization, a mental disorder is a clinically significant disturbance in an individual's cognition, emotional regulation, or behavior that reflects a dysfunction in the psychological, biological, or developmental processes underlying mental function. This disturbance is often associated with significant distress or impairment in social, occupational, or other important areas of functioning. Mental disorder may also be referred to as mental health conditions. The latter is a broader term covering mental disorders, psychosocial disabilities, and other mental states associated with significant distress, impairment in functioning, or risk of self-harm. There are various mental health disorders, but we are going to talk about the common ones. The first one we have is anxiety disorder. Under anxiety disorders, we have what we call generalized anxiety disorders, which is popularly known as GAD. This is characterized by excessive and persistent worry about everyday things, even when there is no apparent reason to worry. The symptoms may include restlessness, feeling on edge, difficulty in concentrating, and sleep disturbances. Under anxiety disorder, we also have panic disorder. Panic disorder involves recurring panic attacks, which are intense episodes of fear or discomfort that reaches a peak within minutes. The symptoms may include rapid heartbeat, sweating, trembling, and feelings of impending doom. We also have social anxiety disorder. This involves a fear of social or performance situations in which the person is exposed to possible scrutiny by others. The symptoms include fear of being judged, embarrassment, and avoidance of social interaction. We have phobias. These are the irrational fears of specific objects, situations, activities, and we have phobia for maybe water, we have phobia for heights, this kind of things. And the symptoms may include anxiety, avoidance, and panic when confronted with the feared object or situation. Like, for example, now there are a lot of people that maybe when it comes to flying, entering an airplane, they have a problem with the fear of height. So a lot of people have a problem with flying because I'm going above the ground and everything. So when confronted with such situations, they tend to have anxiety attacks. The second one is mood disorders. And under mood disorders, we have major depressive disorder known as MDD. This is characterized by persistent feelings of sadness, hopelessness, and loss of interest in activities. The symptoms include changes in appetite, sleep disturbances, fatigue, and difficulty concentrating. We also have bipolar disorder. This involves extreme mood swings ranging from manic highs to depressive lows. The symptoms may include increased energy, impulsivity, and reckless behavior during manic episodes. It also includes sadness, hopelessness, and loss of interest during these depressive episodes. The third one, we have psychotic disorders. And under psychotic disorders, we have schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is a chronic and severe mental disorder that affects how a person thinks, feels, and behaves. The symptoms may include hallucinations, delusions, disorganized thinking, and abnormal motor behavior. We have schizoaffective disorder. Schizoaffective disorder is a combination of schizophrenia symptoms and mood disorder symptoms. Such symptoms may include hallucination, delusions, and mood swings. The fourth one is trauma and stress-related disorders. Under this, we have post-traumatic stress disorder, popularly known as PTSD. This develops after a person experiences a traumatic event, and the symptoms may include flashbacks, nightmares, avoidance of triggers, and hypervigilance. Under the trauma and stress-related disorders, we also have acute stress disorder. This is similar to PTSD, but the symptoms last for a shorter period, which may vary between a month. Symptoms may include anxiety, dissociation, and avoidance of triggers. The fifth one is personality disorders. Under this, we have borderline personality disorders. This is characterized by unstable relationships, emotional dysregulation, and impulsivity. The symptoms include intense mood swings, fear of abandonment, and self-destructive behavior. We also have narcissistic personality disorder. This involves a grandiose sense of self-importance, a need for admiration, and a lack of empathy. We have a lot of narcissistic people in our society, let's be honest, because there are some people that think, oh, the world revolves around them. They are the most important person and they only think about themselves. They do not put others into consideration. And the symptoms for this personality disorder include entitlement, arrogance, and manipulative behavior. Narcissistic people are manipulative. They guilt trip you into doing things even when you're not the one at fault. We have antisocial personality disorder. This is characterized by a disregard for others' rights, feelings, and safety. Symptoms may include impulsivity, aggression, and a lack of remorse. The sixth one is eating disorders. We have anorexia nervosa. This is characterized by a distorted body image and excessive weight loss. Some of these symptoms include restrictive eating, fear of gaining weight, and obsessive behavior. We have bulimia nervosa. This involves binge eating followed by purging or compensatory behaviors. The symptoms include feelings of guilt, shame, and loss of control. Another disorder that we have is binge eating disorder. This is characterized by recurring episodes of excessive food consumption without purging. Now, know the difference. The bulimia nervosa involves binge eating followed by purging, but the binge eating disorder follows excessive food consumption without purging or compensatory behaviors. And the symptoms also include guilt, shame, and loss of control. The seventh disorder, which is the last but not the least, is neurodevelopmental disorders. Under this, we have attention deficit hyperactive disorder, popularly known as ADHD. This is characterized by symptoms of inattention, hyperactivity, and impulsivity. The symptoms include difficulty sustaining focus, following instructions, and controlling impulses. Another one we have is autism spectrum disorder. This disorder affects communication, social interaction, and behavior. Symptoms include difficulties with verbal and non-verbal communication, social interactions, and repetitive behaviors. This is not an exhaustive list, and mental disorders manifest differently in different people. So if you know someone that is struggling with mental health, please advise them to consult a qualified healthcare professional for proper diagnosis and treatment. That's all for today. On this episode, we spoke about the various mental health disorders like depression, PTSD, anxiety, and so on. I would like to thank our viewers and subscribers out there. I hope you found our discussion insightful. On our next episode, we will be talking about the intersection of spirituality and mental well-being. Please don't forget to comment, click the like button, share, and subscribe. Thank you.